2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so this is Illusion of Gaia. Super Nintendo game, of course. And I'm going to do this review in a sort of two-part fashion. I'm going to start with this file that's kind of at the beginning of the game, and then I'm going to go to this other file that's at the end of the game. So, this is sort of a action RPG game. I'm just gonna show me getting out of this prison here. This is like the first like real dungeon in the game. So you got your regular attack button. You can go to your inventory. All I've got is a key and a song. But you've got your item button and your attack button. That's pretty much it. You can pause the game. You can see a map of there's 3 enemies, those blue face things. There's no treasures in this room. And the force just means that it'll be there. The force thing will be there for any dungeon map where you haven't killed all the enemies yet. And I'll show you that in a bit here. So you can just do regular attacks to attack. They drop these gems. If you press forward and attack, you'll jump, which does more damage. See that? That does 1. That does 2. Now when you kill the enemies, this little thing will show up. In this case, it's a HP power increase. See, it explains here right now. When you defeat all the enemies, a power-up thing increases. So my max health has increased. The little gems that they drop, as you can see a counter at the top of the screen, it's at 8 right now, 9. When you get to 100 of them, the number on the left side next to the heart will increase. And that's just extra lives to continue. So if you die, you don't go back to your last save. You actually just start the beginning of that screen. Now, oh yeah, L and R, if you just press either one, it'll kind of like block for you, which only blocks like projectiles. If the enemy runs into you, you'll still get hurt, which is fair. You can also use it to drag the jewels to you. Just like that. Of course, you don't have to hold it down, you can just tap it. That's that ability to magnetically draw things to you is used in some puzzles. You can see there's only 1 enemy left and there's force still. This time, the little circle thing is strength increase. So yeah, it could be a health increase, a strength increase, or a defense increase. Oh, here's an example of one of those puzzles I was talking about. Because these things here, you can't like get past them unless you pull them away. And you can only pull, you can't push, so that's a thing. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and reset here real quick. No, actually not yet. I'll go a little further. Ignore that floating thing around me. That's just something to do with the story. You'll figure it out when you play. What I want to show off here is just there's like switches that do stuff. Oh yeah, you run, so your normal movement is like this. I'll just open this treasure chest here. You run by double tapping in a direction. So that's how that works. Oops. Oops. I got hit. I'm getting hit. Ah, there's a defense increase. So that thing I picked up, an herb, these are your only restoration items. You eat them to regain health. And you know, you can't like buy them anywhere, you have to just find them. There's one more item I want to show. I'm just gonna rush to get there. Sorry, I'm like skipping enemies. You never want to really do that in this game because that's how you get more abilities and stuff. But I just want to run up to here. Ignore that. Found a red jewel. So there's these collectibles in this game called red jewels. You talk to the jeweler guy, Gem the Jeweler, I think his name is. And you give them to him, and he has like a list of things that you get. There are rewards that you can get for however many jewels you get to him. He's in like every town, but he like wears disguises so he looks different. But something you can do is if your inventory gets full or something, you can actually use these jewels and just send them. It'll fly to jeweler gems in a single ray of light. So it goes straight to him. So if your inventory gets filled up with red jewels, you can just send them directly to him. You don't have to wait until you get back to town to give him the jewels. Of course, you won't get your reward until you go see him. Alright, so now I'm going to reset. I'm going to go ahead and reset here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. 1994, wow, this game's old. Alright. Okay, neat little thing, just a little cool thing, is the background on this screen here is the world map. And you do travel a little bit on the world map, sort of. But, it's showing you where I am. See, Edward's Castle is right here on the back of on the map here. If I go here, Pyramid, it's like way up here. So, there's not going to be any story spoilers, but there will be some mechanics spoilers now, I guess. But I kind of want to just show off the game a bit, so you get an idea. So these are the save points here. These sort of window-looking things. But what I want to show off here is your abilities. So when you go through the game, you gain more abilities. They are given to you at certain points in the game. That being like the Psycho Dash, Psycho Slider, and Spin Dash. Those are abilities for Will here, the main character guy. One of them is you hold down the attack button and you can do that. That does extra damage. One of them is when you're running you attack and you do like a slide attack. That's like the most useful. It's also used for getting past certain obstacles. Like there are small holes in the ground. They're like doorways, but they're like too short to walk through. So you have to be Will in order to slide through them. Because you can change characters. The other one is when you're holding down this attack button, instead of releasing it, you press L and R, back and forth, you can spin, and that's like a tornado move. That is used for getting over ramps, which is kind of weird to just say without explaining. I don't know if there happens to be a ramp nearby. There's these laser guys. Oh, here we go. Perfect. See? So that's how that works. And only Will can go over ramps like that. So yeah, now we'll switch characters here so you can see what I'm talking about. But certain characters can only go to certain places. And there's usually, you know, most of the save points will let you switch when you're in dungeons anyway. There are save points in towns and they don't let you switch, of course. So the next person you get is this guy, Frieden. And he's like your powerhouse character. He doesn't have a sliding attack, but he does have a charge attack, and it's an attack like that. What's neat is that you can power it up to do that. You just press the attack button again, and it'll spread out like that. That's an upgrade that you get through the game. The next one is you hold it and press L and R, which is like this. Those things around me will attack enemies and stuff, but I don't find it a very useful one. And there's also this one. When you're jumping down from a ledge, you press the attack button and you do this. It freezes enemies in place where they are, so they'll stop attacking you for a bit. Again, that one's also kind of like situational, but it's better than the other one. Here, oh, I can show you right here. Ah, they're frozen in place. Now they can't attack. For a bit. Is he dead? Yeah, okay. These enemies are weird. In that they have specific death animations, so. Alright, so that's Frieden. He's got longer range, of course, for attacking. That actually comes into play, is that certain enemies, as you may have noticed in the when I was playing on the last file, when they die, they'll release like a orb thing that will open up the next area. That doesn't happen simply from killing all the enemies. That happens from killing that specific enemy. So there are some enemies, you know, they may be out of reach and only Frieden can get them, either with his longer reach of the sword or with his distance attack. So you have to use him in order to get to certain places. Just like you have to use Will to get to certain places, you have to use Frieden to get to certain places. And then the last guy, Shadow, you don't get this guy until this dungeon, the pyramid. So, expect it to be mostly Will and Frieden throughout the entire game, because this is like the second to last dungeon. And at the same time you get this item, Aura. It's an item that only Shadow can use, and it turns him into a puddle of water, or whatever, and he comes right back. While you are in that little puddle state, you're like invincible, I guess you could say. But the real main purpose is traversing through ground. If you see right here, I'm not going to be able to go through the ground. But when you see like bricks like this, and you use it, then you can go through the ground. It's very much, I don't know. That's just how it works. It's good for different kinds of traversal things. Okay, so this guy, if I do my puddle thing, he can't hurt me. That is useful for, you know, fighting bosses or whatever if they have like a super attack coming out. Other than that, there is no abilities that Shadow has. He just attacks, and he can go to you. You basically use him because only he can go through certain floors like this. And again, you don't get him until this dungeon, so this is the only place that you really use him for this. This is his defending draw stuff to you thing. He's just kind of like erg, kind of like looking. All right, yeah. So oh. So what I want to do now, actually, whoa, am I getting lost? I want to get out of here. I want to go show you a town. Can I get back? Might have been faster to go forward. Hopefully not. Or I reset again real quick. Okay. I'm back. Alright, so... let's see. Should be, yes. I can go back to the entrance here. And I can leave like this. Alright, so... I'll just go to town real quick. This is traveling on the world map, by the way. You just pick a place from a list, a short list, and it automatically travels for you. But this is just the presentation. That's just how they want to present the world map for you. And yeah, this is town. So you can see here's a save point. So you can save. You save by talking to this person. It's just a giant head. You can do your attacks while you're in the save point area. But not when you're outside. So when you're in town, or basically anywhere where there's no enemies, you can't do your attacks. Pressing the attack button doesn't work. Also that aura item doesn't work for anybody else but Shadow. So yeah, you go around town, you can talk to people. The story does have something to do with, there's like slave labor and stuff. The dungeons and some of the other locales reference real-world locations. So the story, actually, I didn't even talk about the story yet, but the story is about your dad. He got lost on a journey, or expedition, to the Tower of Babel, and you were with him, and then you got separated, he was lost, and you showed up in South Cape, where your aunt and uncle live. And anyway, you go on this journey with your friends, and yeah. But I mean, the story is what it is. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to say it's amazing. I don't want to say it's terrible. It's just kind of I don't know. It's interesting. Oh yeah, this file I don't even have many jewels. I only have 37. That's like not any. Yeah. So another thing about the red jewels is there are 50 of them. There are exactly 50 of them in the game. There are several points, well, maybe not several, but a couple points of no return where like you can't go back and you can't go back and get any of the red jewels that you missed. So there is such a thing as a perfect run of getting them all, and you have to like know where they are ahead of time because they are not always intuitive in where they are. They are sometimes just hidden like it could be like in this random pot right here. I mean, that kind of seems intuitive. Or it could be like down here, you check this wall. It could be something weird like that. Actually, oh, never mind. So yeah. What else did I want to say? I can still revisit some old places by just kind of like hopping from one place to the other. But I don't want to show you too many locations. Real world location examples. Angkor Wat. You can see it. Oh, you just saw it up on the map up there. The Great Wall of China. Those are dungeons. I don't think Edward's Castle is a thing, but maybe it is. I don't know. Euro City is just a generic city, you know. But yeah, that's the game. I do recommend it. It is a fun game. The combat is pretty good. The character progression is pretty good. The story it's good. I mean, it's not bad. The dungeons are pretty cool. exploring towns is pretty fun. I do think the red jewels are fun to collect. It's just some of them are really obscure hiding spots, so... Ooh, here's a ramp. Whee! Ooh, I made it all the way. But yeah, I guess I should just end the review here. This is what the game is like, so if you want to check it out, you should go check it out. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.